But speaking of old, you and I are so old that we've known each other for the entirety of the Matrix franchise. We go way back. Like, as a matter of fact, one of the first times you and I took in a movie together.
We saw that.
Yes.
Together.
In the summer of 1999, me, you, and my fellow at the time Boston Globe sports intern, Rupin Fafaria. The three of us went to see the original Matrix. And so, and you and I have experienced.
Mr. Anderson.
We've experienced so much together. We also sat next to each other in the press box at the Louisiana Superdome, back then it was called the Louisiana Superdome, and watched as Adam Vinatieri's game-winning field goal in Super Bowl 36 came directly at us through the uprights. Patriots 20, Rams 17. The rest is NFL history, New York Times best-selling author history. We all know how that story played out. I'm combining those two experiences, Michael, when I pose the following question to you regarding one Brock Purdy. There was a scene in the original Matrix when Neo was like, I'm going to get Morpheus out. The Oracle told me I'm not the one, but that's okay. I got to try. I need guns, lots of guns. He goes in, gets Morpheus out, does the thing with the helicopter, wraps his arm around the thing, grabs Trinity as she's falling and holds her and then pulls her up. And then Morpheus walks up to Trinity and says, do you believe it now, Trinity? So I say to you, my friend, after start number one, after start one in the career of Brock Purdy, I told you, here we go, first receipt of the day, I told you, and somebody else, I don't remember who it was on the show, that he was the Niners quarterback now, henceforth, and forevermore. And I told you that
Charles Robinson.
We've seen this movie before, that you and I had seen this movie before. I said it several weeks ago. Others have said it. If they don't respond to him in the same way that the 01 Patriots responded to Tom Brady, which we both, it's the same thing. History is repeating itself. There is nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. Nobody's saying he's Tom Brady and he's going to win 7 Super Bowls. But this team is incredible. And here comes, he was a 200 and whatever pick 199. He was in his second year, he's in his first year. Okay, so what? They're undrafted free agents. Kurt Warner was undrafted and went in the arena.
No, I'm agreeing.
Tony Romo was undrafted. Okay.
I'm just contributing. I'm just contributing to the conversation. He's the last pick.
Point being, it is
not
like
yet.
The parallels.
That's coming.
The parallel. Oh, come on, dude. How after yesterday? How can you not see that? I'm sorry they traded up for our guy Trey Lance. But here's your guy. Forget bringing Brady home.
This is the guy.
This is the guy.
You were ready to say it.
I told you
this
that
is the
first
dude.
start. His first start. I told you that.
Let's throw in some more movies. This is merch. I'm not dude. I mean, this is what you're saying. This is him. This is him.
The boy has got it. The boy has got it. Like, here's another one. The boy has got his own money. The boy has got it. The boy has got it. What more do you need to see? First of all, this team is going to the Super Bowl. This team is going to the Super Bowl. They're winning the Super Bowl over my Bengals. So it's going to be 3-0 San Francisco. Maybe last week I might have said Bengals. Look. I changed my mind. This team is unstoppable. They ain't losing. They got too many dogs. They are a pack of wild dogs. Led by him. These big dogs is Eaton, Debo, Kittle, McCaffrey, Bosa, Warner, Hufanga. I mean, go down the list. This team, Silverback, Terrence Williams. This team, dog, they're insane, and they have the perfect quarterback who makes enough plays, but knows all I got to do is get it to these playmakers. The dude is perfect for this team. This is their guy. Do you believe it now, Trinity, to bring it full circle?
Okay, hey, listen. As the man himself said, as the prophet himself said, just as the moral arc of the universe bends toward justice, so do the NFL playoffs.
Wait, are we going to get this all day? Are we going to get this? Please,
Can I bring it? Can I bring it for an hour? Can I quote the book of Amos?
The man who
righteousness rolled down like water.
One of the best lines in Michael Holley history was that letter from Birmingham jail belonged in the Bible, and no true words have been spoken. That should be an addendum to the Bible.
Amen.
But you were saying that's your line. Amen yourself. I'm telling you what you was preaching.
I say, like one of them come out. There's some short books that can just come on out of the New Testament, and you just drop letter from the Birmingham jail right in there. But I was going to say, just as the moral arc of the universe bends toward justice, so do the NFL playoffs come back to some type of order, some type of sensibility. And we do this, and I do it all the time. Like, there are two things I learned from this weekend. One, don't get excited about a huge line from Vegas when it involves divisional opponents. On one hand, that huge line stood up in the San Francisco-Seattle game. On the other hand, Miami-Buffalo, that was a very competitive game. Two divisional opponents, they know each other. The game could be a little tougher than we think it's going to be. But the other thing is, we do this all the time during the wild card round. We will overreact to somebody's performance in a wild card round and say, oh, wait a minute. Philadelphia better watch out. Kansas City better watch out. Whoever is sitting at home, hey, you should be on alert, because this team that played on wild card weekend, as you were resting, rightfully so, because you earned the number one seed, while you were resting, somebody was out there playing and they looked dominant, and maybe they're the best team of football. San Francisco's
a
powerhouse.
And if not for these new rule changes, there'd be two. San Francisco would have the bye. Remember, they're the 2 seed. And because there's only one team with the bye, which Philadelphia earned, that doesn't make them substantially better than San Francisco. And this is not an overreaction on my part to Brock
play along
Purdy.
with it.
This is an I told you so.
Okay, just play along. Let me play along with you then. If not for the rule changes, San Francisco would have a bye as a 2 seed. If not for the rule changes, Seattle wouldn't be in the playoffs. So they beat up on a Seattle team that was able to slide into the playoffs, and they look great. Brock Purdy has looked very good. I will say this. They've got a quarterback situation that they got to resolve. I don't know how they're going to resolve it. I'm really interested.
What's the situation?
And how the process.
Wait.
Well, the situation is Brock Purdy looks like he's their guy. Like the Tom Brady comparisons, I know you're not calling him Tom Brady, but
does that hit too close to home for you? It makes you uncomfortable.
It's just too. It does. It makes me uncomfortable.
Whenever you do this, I'm like, oh, he's uncomfortable. He's uncomfortable right now.
yeah.
Whenever you squint,
he's
uncomfortable.
Like Tom Brady. He said, but I think for them,
no, not Tom Brady.
They got to
0-1 New England Patriots. 0-1 New England. I'm being very specific. This is a slice of the Tom Brady story.
Right.
This the 0-1 New England Patriots. That's it. But what's to figure out? And if so, how do they figure it out, Michael?
Well, this is what they have to figure out. Are they going to go back to Trey Lance and just say, hey, wait a minute. I know we have an investment in Trey Lance. It wasn't just about 1 year or 2 years. This is a long investment in Trey Lance. Or are they going to say, no, Brock, we've seen enough in your 6 games. He's played in 6 games. So, really, it's what short sample size.
I love Trey. Trey played 1 his last college year.
I know. What short sample size do you want to go with? Do you want to go with the 6 games from Brock Purdy, especially if it ends? Let's say it ends against Dallas. When Dallas beats, they're going to go to Dallas, right? I mean, Dallas is going to come to them. When Dallas beats the Buccaneers tonight, we'll talk about that. But when Dallas beats Tampa, I think Dallas is moving on to San Francisco, and the Giants are going to play in Philly. And let's say they lose that game. Did they see enough in 2 playoff games and the end of the regular season to say, Brock Purdy is the guy we need and the guy we gave a lot of draft capital up for and the guy we anointed as our next one? No, we're going to move on. We're going to trade him somewhere else.
That's where this is headed. They've seen enough. If I've seen enough, I imagine that they've seen enough. Because remember, they saw enough to keep him after training camp. They saw enough throughout the season. When Garoppolo got hurt, everybody was like, yo, you're really going to turn it over to Brock Purdy? It was like, yeah, this is Brock Purdy's job, and we have all the confidence in the world in Brock Purdy. Look, man, Trey Lance, but for the arbitrary and subjective process of deciding that he was not only worth the 3rd overall pick, which we all loved him coming out of college. He was on this show. We looked him in his eyes and everything, and felt really good about everything he brought to the table.
Yeah.
Other than their thought process, which led them to trading up, what has Trey Lance shown that he deserves to be given an opportunity to supplant a guy who, regardless of whether they lose in the next round or not, he's already shown that not only can he perform in the present, he's got potential. He is a rookie. It stands to reason that he would get better. Dude, you said it last week. I know quarterbacks. Having beaten Eli Manning in high school, I know quarterbacks. Damn it, I know one when I see one. I know one when I see one. I am telling you that this dude, and listen, even if he's not great, the point is in San Francisco, you don't have to be. He's perfectly good enough because, okay, even if what is Trey Lance going to give them? Is he going to make them more dominant than they already are? What is Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or anybody else going to give them other than more cap problems? As opposed to this guy who's running, who's a symphony conductor with this offense.
All right.
How much better is it going to be with anybody else than him?
But you said, all right, how much is Trey Lance going to show them what he hasn't, what Brock hasn't already shown, right? But can't you say the same thing about the 49ers last year? Just last year, they were in this situation where they have Trey Lance in reserve. They got him waiting. They went to the NFC Championship game last year. Unfortunately, they won't make it that far this year. But they went to the NFC. You like my predictions? Even though I was terrible on my bets this weekend. They went to the NFC Championship game last year, and Jimmy Garoppolo took them. And yet, they're a drive away from going to the Super Bowl, and they move on from Garoppolo.
Right.
And then bring in Trey Lance, who hadn't proven anything. So I'd say short of it,
this dude is doing things Garoppolo didn't do.
Well, if you say Patriots 2001 and go back to your story of Super Bowl 36 in New Orleans, it's going to have to be Patriots 2001, finish the play. You got to finish all the way through. You got to finish the comparison. You go to Arizona, you win it, you're the Super Bowl MVP.
But here's my problem with that.
Short of that, they might
well, as you know, well, here's my problem with that. As you know, and I'm not taking anything away from Tom. Tom threw how many touchdown passes during that playoff run?
Not many. They didn't have any. They didn't score. I think they may have scored 3 offensive touchdowns.
He threw 1, and that was in the Super Bowl. The day that Pat went in the Super Bowl. He didn't throw one against the Raiders. He ran for 1. He didn't throw 1 against the Raiders. Against the Steelers, remember, it was a block. Yeah, Bledsoe threw 1. It was a block field goal and a punt return touchdown in Pittsburgh. Okay, so
I think they had 3 offensive touchdowns the entire postseason.
Right.
Isn't that something?
So they didn't win necessarily that Super Bowl, those 3 games, because of Tom Brady. He certainly contributed mightily, don't get me wrong. But I don't know that I'm looking at, and I'll come back to this theme later. The result of these playoffs are not going to tell me any more about Brock Purdy. I don't see Brock Purdy turning into a pumpkin before this postseason is over.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.